I play the Grandmaster. Yes, I'm the head of Sakaar, and it's colorful. And even though I've lived since shortly after the Big Bang, 14 million years old.
Don't mind me.
I think coming into here.
Okay. 50-50, and is that it, or not? Like this? Yeah. The only thing I like to do is to play games, really, and I've gladiator. When we meet, I'm in the middle of my gladiatorial games. Young Thors. So fear not, I can't be killed. Just like my brother Benicio del Toro, the collector. And there it is, and that's in the middle of this whole other story, the Thor.
Two, one, go!
I think the objective from, even years before we'd written the script was to change this film up in some way. I think it all started to feel a little bit familiar and predictable.
Like when you come along here, not high, but sort of like low,
Yeah.
and then you just go cool.
Damn, okay, cool.
Go!
He agreed and, was incredibly receptive, and then we had Taika come on board who had the same attitude. And so, yeah, it was about changing the aesthetic look, the hair, the hammer, the costume, everything, the world. And so it felt like kind of a clean slate, and starting again and playing a new character in a way, which was hugely freeing and invigorating. I think there's a vulnerability to him, and then accessibility to him that wasn't there prior, I think the first time I played the character was about making him, playing a god. But the problem is with that is that then it's good for one film, but then after that you sort of hit a ceiling and you have nowhere to go. He has the same problems that we all have. He has the same insecurities that we all might have, or the same sort of concerns or fears or whatever. And so this film was about kind of stripping that back and having a greater access to that vulnerability and relatability about, he's one of us. And then so we sort of did away with any exterior sort of confidence, and he was almost on the back foot a lot of the time, which is a lot more fun to play.
My vision originally was just make Thor the coolest character and make him the most entertaining character, otherwise don't call the film Thor. And we wanted, and Chris had already said this to everyone as well, he's like, I want to do something where I'm not doing the same thing, I'm not treading water again and again, I want to change the character up and make him more fun and have an adventure. And Marvel are very responsive to when people want to do that stuff. So I went in and my vision was just that, make it fun and colourful, and look at that poster. It's like, it's got to be like that. It's got to be like the comic books that I grew up with, where it was like splash pages and Kirby art and it's fun and like vibrant and,
What is it? What makes it different from everyone else? No one knew much more about Jack Kirby at the beginning than that he was this fantastic artist, had created all this work. And so we started examining the Jack Kirby work.
To capture the essence of that childhood feeling is about everything being hyper-real. Because of the breadth of design information that we're generating and the amount of storytelling that requires every detail to be analysed and kind of brought into the world that we're creating, we've established another level of the design department, which is my role.
Everyone who's ever seen a Marvel comic knows this world, and so how do we then turn this into a real world that we can shoot? So, there's a whole lot of things that we use it as an influence for our spaceships, for our weapons, for our costume, for our world. Our world of Sakaar is loosely based and certainly influenced by Jack Kirby's work.
With production designers' help, with Dan and our concept artists, I help translate the director's vision into something that's more practical for the art department to build, and we guide the visual production of the film.
So over here there's the model we're working up for Sakaar. This is the gladiatorial arena, and the size of it in relation to the rest of the town shows you the importance of gladiators in this world. This model just allows us to explain to everybody what Sakaar is, the levels that it exists on, the sort of basic size of it. We have concept work that pretty much established the whole of this world. Now we're taking it into modelling, we're taking it into set build.
It's not just about building something, it's actually about the interaction between the script and the physical set. What happens in that set determines how it's built and whether it's going to work properly. Whether there's stunt work on it or action, then we decide we'll go to this material